Welcome to another video from East Beds Bushcraft, the home of #survival. Greetings bushcrafters and survivalists, it's Buzz here, and yes, I'm at the village. It's Beltane, it's May Day. It's going to be the hottest day of the year so far. 29 degrees they're saying, and I'm down here because this needs trimming. Look, I mean, just look down here, it's just so long, the grass is so long. And look, there's the lake behind me. But I need to at least start getting this under control because there's a lot of work to do, and since it's the hottest day of the year, I'm hiding in the shade at the moment, but I don't think I want to be doing this all day long, so I'm going to spend a couple of hours here, see what I can do, and then keep coming back and attacking it as and when. Anyway, let's crack on, for there's work to be done. So I thought I'd do a little bit before shot. You can see how long this is growing up. I mean, it's crazy. It's spring, what do you expect? There's the old fire pit, almost disappeared within the grass. Trader's table, look how tall that grass is around there, you know. So we've got a lot to do, the nettles are up everywhere. Yeah, lots and lots to do. Let's crack on and see what the difference is. Well, as you can see, I'm cracking on with it. It's starting to look much better now. For its first trim anyway. Look at this, look, much better. And over here, much better. Out to the lean-to. Still got a lot more to go over here and around. Then I've got to go and do the village green. But guess what? It's coffee time, so I'm stopping for a coffee. So we have coffee, hooray! Very hot coffee actually, just out of the flask. Oh, well, I've got a lot to do down in the village this year. I mean, yeah, I've got to keep the grass under control, but I've got to revamp the lodges, redo the thatching on the roofs. I mean, the thing is, I was hoping to get all this done sort of earlier in the year, but as some of you know, my mum passed away, and I don't want to keep harking on about that, but that has put a big dent, obviously, in my life, and has taken up a lot of time trying to sort things out, which I am still progressing with. And this is quite a treat for me to actually get out and just to strim, you know, just to let your mind wander into other areas where you haven't been before, because you've been spending the past few months sorting so much family history out. And you know, it's like, not saying I'd want to put anybody through, to be honest with you. So as soon as that comes to an end, which hopefully will be somewhere there in the next month, you know, and then it's really just down to paperwork after that. But it'll be nice to get back into the village, get back on to do stuff. As you know, I'm directing a film. This is both a bushcraft centre and originally built as a film location, so we need to get back on board everything that really harks back to before COVID, when COVID shut everything down and really put a spanner in the works. So I'm seeing finally that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and as we progress through this year, hopefully, I don't know, midsummer time, early autumn, I will have a lot of stuff dealt with, and that will then leave me free to crack on with projects such as Hartsfeld, which is the name of the movie, funnily enough, and a lot more opportunity to get out and do my bushcraft, which is what I'm missing. Getting out there with my son and the rest of the family and my wife, and do some bushcraft cooking, and just literally just get out and just soak it up, as I've said in previous videos. You know, being out away from the towns, away from the cities, it's a breath of fresh air, you know, absolutely superb. I reckon it's the best medicine. Yeah, the two best things in life, in my opinion, is fitness, staying fit so you can stay on top of your health, and spending quality time out in the countryside, just observing nature, you know, getting away from the rat race. You just don't want that. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee and then get back on with the strimming after my big old ramble just then. Sorry about that. Wow, it's certainly getting hot. I'm literally dripping in sweat in a minute, but I've finished swinging it round. I've finished the village green. Well, this is really the village art. I've got to do the village green next. But guess what? It's coffee time part 2. They're very small cups. So coffee number 2. So, you know, with all that noise that from the strimmer, petrol strimmer buzzing away, and you've got your ear protectors on, you stop, you sit down, and then suddenly you can just listen to the forest, apart from at this present moment in time there is a plane going over, but behind the camera I've got 2 red kites which are circling over the trees. Let's just listen for a moment. Oh, it's super. I've got a river behind me. The coot was making its cootie noise earlier, and in fact over in the lake there's a cormorant. But you know, I think they call it ASA. Was it ASMR? Is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments. Where people go onto YouTube and listen to the forest and listen to the seashore and things like that to get away from the sound of the towns and cities. There's just nothing better than actually being in it, though. I mean, that is just so tranquil. Tranquility is the term. However, I will say where I am, I'm not too far away from a railway track, and yes, we get planes coming over. It's just one of those things when you live not too far away from Luton, because obviously we're in the East Beds. And I suppose that's one of the problems you have these days, trying to escape the noise of humanity. Yeah, unless you get right out into the wilds of Britain, if you live in Middle England, you're kind of cursed to having those sounds around you humming away in the background. But I'm going to drink the rest of this coffee before I start doing the village green, and just enjoy the sound of nature. Anyway, catch up with you in a minute. So I've now completed, as I say, the village area, but I've got the village green to go up to the lake, and then of course access in. I think I'm going to probably stop at the other side of here because it's getting flipping hot. Wow, oh, that took some strimming, but so ends the May Day strimming. But here we go. Look, this is where I like to pitch my lavoo when I'm down here next to the lake, and if I just swing round, you can see where I've strimmed down the bank, and there's the village in the background. So let's go and take a look at what it looks like now. So here's my little lavoo pitch, as I say, next to the lake. Let's wander down this way. Oh, I'll tell you, they weren't lying when they said it was going to be hot today. But let's see, what's the time? It's just about 12:30. So I'm glad I've got all this done in the morning so I can head back. So here we go. Here's the village green. That's what I like to call it anyway. I'm just going to move over here. That's the trackway. So village green here. I call it the village green because in the film that we're making, this will be where a lot of villagers are doing things here. There'll be some tentage and such like. There'll be cooking going on down by the lake, and then we come into our little village settlement here, which I've obviously streamed, which is where I started out this morning in this video. We've got our lean-to, we've got 2 lodges, our trader's table. There you go, look at that, smart. So you can see how the foot traffic of the villagers going backwards and forwards. It's going to look great in a movie, but in the meantime, you know, trader's table doubles up as a bushcraft table. We're cooking over the fire. We can sleep in the lodges, and so I'm going to redo the thatching on those, and then we've got a deer trail coming through. Because the deer come through the village, and then we've got another lake around that side. In fact, what the lake does, the lake actually goes all the way round and into here, so it's kind of Excuse me for unfocusing the camera then, but it comes around in a big U shape around, which is pretty cool. And there we go. So stage 1 is done. So there we go, I'm done for the day. Bare arms meant that I got quite a few stinging nettles come thrashing at me off the strimmer, which wakes you up, but I don't care really, because it's too hot to put a long sleeve top on. All covered in, look, I'm absolutely covered in cuttings at the minute. So I'm going to head back, clean up the tools, put those away, and do you know what? I think I deserve a midday shower for a change before I get on with my day. Anyway, you take care. Thanks for tuning in, and I shall catch you in the next one.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video and subscribe to the East Beds Bushcraft channel. See you all again soon.